Okay, I don't normally do this, but this is in the middle of the day with the door open. And I even got a little fan blowing, so you might even hear that. So, uh, nobody's been watching my videos lately, and I did have some subjects I wanted to just sort of put out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put out another video. This one is going to be about two things. One is going to be about how to use this channel and in your daily life or weekly life or whatever. Towards your building up to your ascension and after your spiritual awakening, what to do. Okay, but this is also going to get into divination. Now I'm going to try to keep this short because it's super hot right now. I'm probably going to start sweating in a second, but so how to use this channel and what that has to do with divination. So if you're asking yourself the question, what the hell, then that probably means that you have never participated in a tarot reading or a divination reading before, or maybe you lack a little substance on it. So I'm gonna shed some light on that. So divination goes back since the beginning of man. It is our way to go from less conscious to more conscious by picking out detailed information, archetypal information, pretty much out of thin air, using correspondence that helps us along our path, helps us to expand into the areas that we need to expand, and gives us those forewarnings of things we need to watch out, points out our vices, points out our flaws, and points out where we are trying to get the most out of our inner journey, out of our shadow work, out of our faith. If you're involved in a religion, if you really want to keep a faith, your love for God, this all has to do with ascension, divination. So if you notice on the title of this channel, it's called the Watcher's Alchemy Tarot, that little star. So obviously the star is the pentagram, and the fact that it's tarot means that you can use this as your correspondence in your resonance field, because the universe is going to point out and use that awareness in scrolling through the videos or at randomly clicking the videos in the ways that we do tarot videos. So the videos are necessarily, even though there might be some timestamps that are mentioned when I create them, they are necessarily timeless. So the universe wants you to see the little bits of information that you'll be privy to as you watch the videos. Now, hang on a second. So some of my videos are tarot videos. If you go back to about a year, maybe 2 years ago, you'll find that there are tarot readings in your sign, and there are random tarot readings for the collective. Pretty much, if you just scroll and you take that deep breath in and you ask Spirit, show me what I need to see here from the Watcher's Alchemy. You scroll on those videos, or you could even do it in the shorts if you want to do that too. The real information is going to be in the actual videos. And so whatever feels, using your intuitive nature, whatever feels right, go ahead and click on that. And I would recommend doing this 3 times per session. Intuitively see which videos, pick 3 of them in a row, and then somewhere in there will be the abundance of information that Spirit is trying to get you to tune into, or what avenue you're trying to go on, to clarify and expand in the areas that are personal to you. So that's how you use divination. So if I was to bust out the tarot cards right now, for example, we have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, which I was actually going to give to somebody, but I didn't end up getting the opportunity to do that. I guess it was destined to be in my hands. So put the booklet aside. So divination can be as simple as this. You shuffle your cards. Now this deck is already shuffled. I always shuffle my, okay, and so something came out. I always shuffle my decks, and when I'm open enough to receive the message, it will be whatever Spirit wants it to be. So we have a card that popped out, only one popped out, and that is the High Priestess card. Okay, so this is the example of where divination is trying to get you to go. The High Priestess card represents that in its totality. This is lifting the veil. This is exercising the birthright of spirit, of man, or spirit embodied man, or God embodied man. human, excuse me. So you have the two pillars, you have duality, and you have Piscean energy, which is very resonant in my work. Piscean energy, Aquarian energy. I'm a Leo personally, and I have a Virgo moon, but embodying astrology. In my interpretation, embodying astrology kind of makes it so, in understanding the basic archetypes, makes it so that you don't have to be an expert. And a lot of adepts and magicians would agree that, you know, it's not for everybody, astrology, but it is essential to the tarot and what the tarot has to teach us. So knowing a little bit in there helps. And then right at the bottom, after I shuffled it, was the Fool. So major arcana is a great expression of spirit showing you are making the right point, you are channeling the right information, and then that being intuitive about the lessons you're learning and what you're expressing, and your where your imagination is expanding with it, is exactly where you need to be. Otherwise, you'd be getting other cards that represent lower dimensions or tougher parts of the journey, so to speak. So that's sort of, in a way, I guess you could say, proving that tarot is relative to the timeless expression of the spirit guiding us along our path, having to do specifically with our resonance field. And so when I mention that resonance field, these words should sort of cue you into not overstepping a grandiose adventure, or because life is already adventure. You already have a resonance field, and you already have your own limitations on what you'll experience. Not all of us are going to go to the moon, so having an aspiration of going to the moon, you'd have to really feel gut down in your intuition that I am meant to put my foot on that moon. And then obviously it would have to correspond with what's going on in physical reality, politics and all such. So hopefully I don't get too far off on that one. But using the videos, aside from the fact that I do have tarot videos, using the videos for divination is exactly how you should be using my videos. And so I get proof of this. So I upload a lot of videos of just me channeling, and sometimes it sounds like some serious nonsense, but there's actually specifically channeled, planted information from the universe right to you on a silver platter. And so when you use your intuition to pick out that information, it becomes all of a sudden, and when you're aware you're doing this, it becomes all of a sudden a stabilizing, or it starts to give more foundation to your faith and trust dynamics. And so I get this proved to me all the time when I get people commenting the thank yous for the specific information on videos a year after I've put them out. So that's why I don't delete videos. And so the only time I'll ever delete videos is if I ever find myself in a monetization situation, I need to find out where maybe I've violated the rules of YouTube, then I'll have to delete those. But everything else should be good, because it's all original content. So divination is using the archetypes around you to get the information relevant to your time and place. Because like in my last few videos, I mentioned how the universe only gives us little tidbits at a time. That's how we perceive time. Otherwise, we'd be getting all information all at once. So understanding the different dimensions of how we perceive information, what the universe is trying to show us, and working with that correspondence, being open to that correspondence, helps us build our ability to perceive the future, pinpoint exactly what's in our resonance field that's going to manifest, what's in our best benefit, and the things we need to work on. And that is key for things like shadow work, when you're trying to remember deep trauma or deep memories that you're trying to uncover. very essential divination can be the ultimate apex tool in battling those ghosts and those demons, to bring out the purity of light from the core out to the world you live in, and changing the world you live in also. All right, my name is Ryan. This is the Watcher's Alchemy. You've now learned how to use the Watcher's Alchemy. Get going. I'll catch you next time.